CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Najahe Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, we start with breaking news. Chopper 4 over the scene in northeast Miami-Dade. We are following reports of a stolen car. It led to a police chase just moments ago. You can see there that suspect running. He was arrested after bailing out of the car. No word on how many people were involved. We're going to have new details coming up tonight at 5. A shooting in a Miramar neighborhood turned tragic. Police now tell us a woman has died. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten has the very latest.
A mother killed with her children nearby. It happened outside this Miramar home. Neighbors said they heard multiple gunshots just after 8:15 this morning. Police found out as it happened when a shot spotter alert picked up the sound of gunfire. When police arrived, they found a woman on the ground. It appears her 2 children were nearby.
There were, 2 small children, both under the age of 5, that were at the scene. And at this moment, they are being interviewed by individuals that are trained in interviewing children.
The woman did not survive. Police say this appears to be a domestic incident. Meanwhile, a SWAT team moved in on a home after police say the suspect ran from the scene. He was later found by a police dog hiding behind a bush several blocks away. Investigators believe the suspect may be the father of at least one of the children. Police have not yet released the names of the suspect or the victim, nor have they released a motive. In Miramar, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside, South Florida is seeing some clouds this afternoon. But what's next? With the answer to that question and so much more, Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera.
Yeah, the sun disappeared on us again.
Yes.
The clouds have returned, but these clouds are raining on us here, so that's a good thing. Just a few sprinkles, and that's low-level clouds that are coming in off the Atlantic. But yeah, it's kind of gloomy-looking day here with temperatures at 70 degrees. We're not going to move all that much. The thermometer this afternoon about staying there and then dropping for tonight, but not dropping into the 50s like we did again this morning. The wind is on shore, and that will keep things mild, but also notice we'll keep a few sprinkles here coming in, and they've been coming in on the breeze from northeast to southwest, and they'll pivot in through the next several hours. And for tonight and into tomorrow, they're not going to amount to much, but once you get that wind off the water, you start getting into these little pesky showers. There's 73 in Key West, everybody else in the upper 60s, the lower 70s. And another thing, right, not just warm, but steady temperatures. Look at this, every hour, upper 60s here, not moving much. The overnight temperature will be in the 60s as well, and then the daytime high won't be moving all that much. So what's happening here, high pressure still to our north. We get that northeast wind flow. It's going to be a breezy afternoon, breezy day tomorrow as well, with the isolated shower threat, but it will turn milder, not just at night, but during the day. A warming trend is setting up. Into Christmas we go here, and the storm system that we're going to be tracking the next few days, that's going to be wreaking havoc across the airports. That we'll get a little piece of it on Christmas with increasing shower chances, about 20 to 30%. Not a big deal. It's going to be a warm Christmas. Remember last year we hit 50 degrees. That was our high temperature. It was the coldest Christmas high temperature on record here. This year we'll be close to 80, so a whole different deal. There comes the front. Showers increase there after Christmas, and then we turn cooler as we head into the latter part of next week, but that'll be higher rain chances, although we're focused and laser beamed, of course, on the holiday here. And if you are going to be traveling, just keep in mind the storm is going to be a problem for particularly the airports along the west, and then heading into the Midwest for Christmas Day. And then you see a little piece of energy there with the showers for us. For now, it's just isolated stuff coming in off the water, continuing to do that for the next couple of days, and then we'll begin to see the sunshine coming back into the forecast. Temperatures in the afternoon will be back in the mid-70s. There's your Christmas Day forecast. As I mentioned, temperatures warming up will be in the upper 70s. There's a rain chance at 30%. The next 7 days will take us through the first day of winter tomorrow, and there is the forecast for the holiday. And after that, a big warm up too, temperatures at 80 degrees.
Thank you, Ivan. Now at 4, we are learning more about a large BSO investigation overnight at an Oakland Park hotel. Investigators tell us deputies came under fire, leading to a standoff. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn has more from BSO headquarters near Fort Lauderdale.
We now have new information from the Broward Sheriff's Office confirming that they are investigating a shooting at the Grand Hotel in Oakland Park, where a person did try to shoot deputies from a window. They tell us they got this call just before 1 a.m. this Wednesday morning about shots being fired at that hotel at 4900 Northwest 9th Avenue in Oakland Park. Deputies arrived on the scene and blocked off the surrounding area. But while they were there, that's when a man opened fire at them. No one was hit, but SWAT was then called in. That man did not come out and continued to shoot more rounds. Again, no one was hurt. SWAT members were then able to safely take that man into custody. This investigation is still underway, and we're still working to get the identity of this shooter. For now, at BSO headquarters, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, CBS News, Miami.
A West Park neighborhood is figuring out what's next, and that's after a home exploded in the middle of the night. A family of 4, 2 women and 2 children were inside that home and are being treated for very serious injuries. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister spoke to neighbors who are still in shock.
We were scared. We was really, really scared.
A massive explosion leaves neighbors in West Park shaken to their core.
I knew I had to get out. There was no thoughts of what happened or, there was none of that. It was just get out.
Khadijah Orr lives near the home that exploded and says she had to escape with her 5-year-old daughter when part of her house collapsed.
The window was already shattered, and that was the only way I could get out. So I grabbed my baby and I jumped out the window.
A home on the 5200 block of Southwest 20th Street blew up shortly after midnight. A neighbor's Ring camera capturing the moment it all happened.
Like a bomb went off. Our door was blown off and everybody was outside. Everybody was screaming and hollering.
Christina Barnes says the family whose home exploded sprinted to her house, pleading for help.
They came over to my house. They ran over to my house. The lady, the 2 kids, they was bleeding. They had burns on them and they were bleeding and crying.
The explosion reduced the home to rubble and neighboring houses were seriously damaged.
The way the house looked inside, that the roof caved in on her, I'm surprised that she even alive right now.
James Williams says his niece and great-nephew live in the house right next to where the explosion happened. He says his niece was sleeping on the couch in the living room that was blown away by the blast. But her son woke her up and moved her to her bedroom just 2 hours before the explosion.
The roof caved down and she actually was on top of her. She was pinned in there, and her son came and got his mom out.
Williams says thankfully his niece and great-nephew are okay. One family member inside of the home that exploded was taken to Memorial Hospital in Hollywood, while the 3 others were taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, all of them in serious condition. The city's mayor pledging to help the family and those impacted.
We're directing them initially to the Red Cross, and then from there, we'll make sure that we connect them with any other resources that are available.
Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
Stay with us. More news when we come back. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Now to the Israel-Hamas war. The leader of Hamas is in Egypt today. It's for talks with the country's government. It could be a sign that a new round of hostage releases is closer. Meanwhile, fighting rages on in southern Gaza. Here's more from Tel Aviv.
Gut-wrenching grief in Khan Yunis after another Israeli strike. The number of Palestinians killed across Gaza neared a staggering 20,000, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry, with hundreds more killed in the past few days. No one and no age is safe. The injured flooding the last functioning hospitals in the south. I lost 2 grandchildren, said Susan Zorob, one just 2 weeks old. She didn't even get her birth certificate.
The airstrike left at least.
Our CBS News producer, Marwan Al-Ghul, was at the cratered aftermath of an airstrike that killed at least 19 people.
The Israeli Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, said that the war is on Hamas, but on the ground, something else.
Glass shattered over us, said this little girl. We ran out of our home. By the rubble of another strike in the city, Walid Al-Zaiza asked, "What crime have our children done to deserve to be killed? The house fell on us. What is our crime?" The Israel Defense Forces say their goal is to dismantle and defeat Hamas, but say hostages are also a priority. Overnight, 2 of the 129 captives still in Gaza appeared in this new proof-of-life video from Hamas ally Palestinian Islamic Jihad. The second in 2 days, intensifying pressure on Israel to make a deal with at least 20 of those hostages already feared dead.
And Israeli media are now reporting the government has potential plans for new hostage talks. That includes the release of 30 to 40 hostages, including men, the sick, and the elderly. But a Saudi media channel now has Hamas's demands. It says it wants a complete ceasefire and a withdrawal of all Israeli forces. CBS News cannot independently verify those reports. Ramy Inocencio, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
More trouble this afternoon for former President Donald Trump. The Colorado Supreme Court says he is not eligible to be on the state's primary ballot, and he is disqualified from being president again. CBS News Miami's Skylar Henry has reaction from Washington, D.C.
Former President Donald Trump told voters in Iowa Tuesday that he has plans for when he gets back to the White House.
We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country.
But Colorado's Supreme Court has cast doubt on Trump's ability to be president again. The court declared Trump is ineligible to run again in that state, citing the Constitution's insurrection clause. That clause disqualifies officers of the United States who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding office.
Walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol.
The Colorado court ruled 4-3 that Trump's actions on January 6th disqualify him to hold office again. Trump is planning to appeal the decision to the U.S. Supreme Court.
We're likely to get a decision from the United States Supreme Court sooner rather than later.
The full impact on the 2024 election won't be known until the Supreme Court weighs in, but Republicans CBS News has already spoken to all say the decision should be theirs and not Colorado's Supreme Court.
I don't think individual states should be with the power to take that away.
Haley Cooper was on hand to hear Nikki Haley speak. She agreed that this is an overreach by the court.
I don't think Donald Trump needs to be president. I think I need to be president. I think that's good for the country. But I will beat him fair and square. We don't need to have judges making these decisions. We need voters to make these decisions.
Iowa voters will be the first to weigh in, with the caucuses less than a month away. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
That's CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Najahe Sherman. Have a great day and stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.